Instagram, and it looks like hello on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. How are you, everyone? Happy Friday. Oh, it's Friday. um, I just, this is not my usual day to go live, so I'm just kind of coming in here and uh, riffing basically. But something came to me that yeah, it hadn't even occurred to me, but this is the anniversary of my Me-rriage. And if you've never heard that term, I wish I could take credit for it, but it's actually Christopher Witecki, who has a company, Serious Joy, and he does like astrology and coaching through that, and it's so fascinating. So I just think you should definitely check him out. But what I was realizing was that it was 2 years ago this month when I decided to really honor me. I honored me. I stepped out of a relationship that wasn't serving me and moved into a new home, which was far more than I was paying. And, so it was like, it was anxious and scary, but exciting at the same time. And, I was coming from a place of emotional and financial depletion. So, you know, my worthiness was kind of at this all time low. And yet, just by making that move, by finally choosing, because this was after years and years of not choosing, just not choosing, not making the choice, after finally making that choice, I was able to, kind of identify what it was I wanted. What did I want to do? Like, I knew I didn't want to be feeling bootstrapped all the time. And I knew I wanted to be in a place of joy and feeling good and valuable and worthy. And so it just was so funny how it worked out that it was fall. Oh, hey, Dot. Thank you so much. It was just so funny how it worked out that it was fall. Um, because if you've been watching my actual scheduled live streams, I've been talking about how fall is such a powerful time for planting those seeds, for planting the bulbs, right? So farmers would never go like on New Year's Day and go try to stick a bulb into a ground. It's frozen. Like, they're not going to do that. Nothing's going to come of it. This is when they do it in order for new life to come in the spring. And what that does is it gives the opportunity for this cycle. So we set those intentions now, we plant those seeds now, and then we go into the winter. Right. So that's where we have to get really comfortable with ourselves and we hibernate. And that means putting up that mirror and we reflect. And I had to really get uncomfortable with myself and, yes, I was in a toxic situation, but it was not the first time. It has shown up in my work. It has shown up in my relationships. So what's going on? Personal responsibility. I had to look at where I was allowing this in my life and why I was making it okay. Love the power of preparing 90 days ahead of intended reaping. Yeah, thank you, Dot. Right? And it's just that idea of working with the natural energy. I just was talking to someone this morning and described it as getting into the lazy river on a float and just enjoying yourself instead of trying to swim upstream. you know and so as we embrace these energies, things start to happen for us in a much more powerful way. And I tell you what, by spring, I was like an entirely new woman. I was really just feeling the joy that stepping into my power. I mean, within a year, I had tripled my income. I was living a life I love. I'm, still in the house, but it's just, I enjoy it so much. I'm walking distance to hiking and kayaking and, like everything that I love. And, so it's my sanctuary. It's my perfect place. And I realized that the more I up leveled my worthiness, the more I was able to do for myself, the more that, the more I stepped into the person who had it, the more it all showed up. And so then, here we go, like another year later. And this past July, I actually um, decided that I was worthy enough to invest in myself some more. And I invested in coaching. And it was at an amount that I probably would have scoffed in the past. But I was really feeling like, I was feeling like I was getting messages of being seen, that I have a message that is really important for other women, and that if I'm continuing to hide, I'm not helping them. And so it was like beyond me. It wasn't just about me. It was me not serving others. And so I decided to step into it, and I did sign up for coaching. And so here we are, just, a few months later, and I'm like, again, even more stepping into that version of myself. I've got, all these trips planned all the way through February. I've got a retreat that I'm going to, not just the one I'm doing. And then I've got, you know, I've actually had a major, um, what is a milestone for myself as far as income. It was like my dream level, and I hit that last month. So it was super exciting. And it's just all that to say that everything you want is for you. You're worthy of it. Hey, Tabitha, I'm so glad you're here. Seriously, you guys, I was so, lack thinking, and just, I cannot even explain how depleted. And so, like, if I can do it, trust me, it is for you as well. You can most certainly do it. And so we're gonna have to forgive the dog for just a second. Hopefully, someone will grab him. But so that was actually why I did the success worthiness virtual retreat for the fall. Okay, so we're going to use that as a way to plant the seeds, to get everything ready and going. We're going to connect to intuition. Sometimes when we're going for something, it's not actually what we thought we wanted. I was just talking to somebody about, this is the goal, it's not happening. Well, how do you feel about it? Meh. Well, then that's not your goal. And a lot of times, if that's the case, it needs to be bigger. So I know that's scary, but that's like when you feel that feeling of like when you're going down in the roller coaster about your goals, it's like exciting and scary at the same time. That's what you want. You want to attach that emotion. So, connecting to that intuition, and getting more of a connection of what's really important to you, and not maybe just your expectations of yourself, or even worse, somebody else's expectations of you. And then releasing resistance, knowing that a lot of times resistance shows up. And I'm a prime example. When you get back to the root of it, most of the time, the way it shows up is, or the root of why it's showing up is worthiness. It's some sort of form of worthiness or another. And it's so easy to say, well, yeah, I'm confident. I can walk into a room, no problem, blah, blah, blah. But we have different chunks of our lives where, like, this one little situation that, we're just not feeling worthy. And that's what's getting in the way of everything happening like we think it should be. So we're going to break down the resistance, get to the root of it, and figure out, what we need to work on as far as shifting our mindset and shifting our beliefs, so that we can actually step into being that empowered goddess, the woman who has the things that you want. And, as you step into that power, sorry. Okay. So as you step into that power and you become that woman, what you want is like energetically attracted to you all of a sudden. And I know that it sounds crazy. I mean, so those of you who have done it before, this works. But if you haven't, it sounds kind of crazy. And it's not because it's crazy. It's just because we've been programmed to believe that it's crazy. We've been programmed to believe that the masculine way of, hitting it hard, crunch, 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 crush, 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 hustle, 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 that's the way to do it. And that's not always the way. Yes, we want to take action, but we also want to blend it. We want to blend it with sitting back. We want to connect to that intuition. We want to get to the the downloads, right? The messages, because what a lot of times happens is you're crushing, crushing, crushing on something that isn't even for you, or maybe isn't for you anymore. But because you're not taking that time to sit back and reflect, you don't even realize. So we just want to marry those things, the masculine and the feminine, to really have the most success that we can have. I'm saying that, there's this higher version of yourself that knows so much that, in this body you don't know. And that higher version of you knows, what you're capable of, what you deserve, what you're worthy of. And sometimes we answer and sometimes we don't, and that's okay. We have time to do it. But if you're feeling called to answer, what a fabulous time to just go ahead and connect with yourself and do this at a time that is so energetically optimal. It's just such a great time to do it, to get that energetic power wave, to push you along. So yeah, I'm celebrating me this month because, sorry, there's like a mosquito that does not want to let me go. See, it's attracted to me. um, but yes, so I'm celebrating me and how far I have come in such a short time. Like I said, emotionally, financially, and all of the things I've been able to do. And like I said, I was in the basement when I started. And so, for me to have been able to pull myself out, I know that you can. And I know that you are worthy, even if you're doubting it. And this is why I'm here. This is what I want to be, that bridge for you. I know that as I went through it, I did it on my own, and it was very isolating. And oftentimes I would doubt myself, and I had to just kind of, pull myself up by my britches and start all over again. And so I want to be there for you, and to make this joyful and just worthwhile. So Dot is saying everything needs to be aligned and centered in our values. It's the V of our heart and soul. It is the spokes of our wheel of life and points of our star that beams our light. Oh, Dot, you are so smart. Dot is just always posting the greatest stuff. That is beautiful. I'm sending you so many kisses. I love that. And thank you so much for the hearts that I'm seeing. I know I've been a bit loquacious. My high school English teacher used to tell me I am a loquacious magpie. So I guess I've done it again. But yes, I'm celebrating me, and I want to celebrate you. I would love if you feel compelled to join the Success Worthiness virtual retreat. Oh, I would be so honored to have you there. I just feel this surge of like feminine power kind of rising up, and I just want you to be a part of it. So, and you don't have to be a woman to be a part of feminine power. So I'm not alienating. We all have masculine and feminine energies, and so it helps everybody as we heal the feminine. So yeah, check it out, successworthiness.com. Would love to have you there. You are beautiful and amazing, and thank you so much for being here, and keep those comments coming. I love it. Sending you so much love.